Hello fans, and welcome to the last episode of the TnN review show, when we're speaking about the Euros, that is, because we're still going to talk about football and stuff like that. But the Euros are over, we're done covering the Euros. This is the final episode.
Definitely.
Hello Chris.
Hi, how are you? Hello viewers, thank you for having me.
As we discussed in previous videos, if England lost, I'd have to wear Manchester United scarf for the rest of the season. So from today until May 2022, I'm gonna be donning this red scarf. It doesn't matter if it's absolutely disgusting to me. I have to, because England let me down. So let's not waste a lot of time. Let's get into it. Let's review this Euro 2020 final. I'm trying to be as calm as possible. I'm trying not to show my emotions, but clearly it's defeating. So Chris, what did you think about the game yesterday?
I don't think I've ever gone through a roller coaster of emotions like that, Honestly speaking, from the way that I predicted it and how, the match turned out, I would say I was quite close, but just the way that everything then just panned out, I have to say it was quite frantic, quite frantic. Well done to Italy to win in the Euro 2020s, but very, very exciting game for me, I have to say. Very exciting.
It could have been for me, but things just didn't work out the way I thought things were going to work out. So let me start by giving you a few pointers at why this could be maybe possibly one of the worst nights in my football career.
Yeah.
As a football fan, football watcher / football whatever.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with the way we started the game. In the second minute, Luke Shaw scores.
Oof.
So, what I'm telling myself in the moment is just, we started so well, second minute, let's just keep pushing,
By probably 30, get a second one.
Let's go for a second goal. That didn't happen. That's why I don't know why didn't it happen? Why didn't Southgate push the guys for a second goal? Because it looked like they scored in the second minute, then they were like, of course we've got the momentum, let's now defend.
Okay, I don't know why, but you did you notice the freedom that Rice kind of showed yesterday?
Yes.
For a bit after they scored, that those 15 minutes after, when the game just hit 25, from the time that they scored till the game hit 25, for me they were very calm on the ball, settled on the ball, everything. Then for some reason there was just a very sharp change, from being the ones on the front foot, from being the ones who are hitting on the counter, you're opening up the spaces. They just started to just pass the ball around, give it to Pickford. It was a long ball up. Sometimes they would win it, but it was a 50-50,
But no, Chris, that's why I have to stop you. Because my thinking is, I remember that spell very, very clearly.
Yeah.
That 15-minute spell after we scored the goal. We were passing, we looked in control, but I just never got the feeling that we were trying to score.
Yeah,
I don't know what was the problem. I don't understand this English team.
It's what can I say? You notice that time when Rice probably now gets to the positions where he's bombing forward, right? Someone like, let's say, Kevin Phillips, his walking pace, as he sees England need to learn to push up as a team, right? And add numbers in the box so that they can add an extra goal. A lot of the times, Rice can probably go on that mazy run, then runs into a cul-de-sac, or probably gives it to Trippier. Trippier is high and up on the wing, but there is no pocket that he can hit. He just has to play the ball backwards, that type of thing. But for me, if we look at the Italians when they were on the ball, in as much as their build-up was slow, right? They got to an extent where they could pass the ball around and get into certain pockets. in as much as Immobile had a bad game, they did get the ball to him, and his miscontrol or him not, producing the final product, that was up to him. But you can see that there's a bit of purpose, And for me, the only time that Kane can be considered to be attacking is when he's a false nine. But when he's pinning, when he's in between the two defenders, they never get the ball into Kane. There is no one in the pockets high up in the final third, in the half spaces to receive the ball. And for me, that's where England are definitely lacking.
That you've said it, you know what? This was Kane's second game in an England team where he didn't hit a shot on target or create a chance. Yesterday, it's like he was anonymous. He was holding up play pretty well when they're trying to build up and giving the ball to him in the center circle somewhere there. But I didn't even see him in the box.
The only one time I think he created something was that fantastic ball to the wing. I think it's 2 balls that he did put to the wing that we can consider key passes, I would say, because if I can say, if he doesn't manipulate the ball, cleverly like that. Yesterday he was quite good, in that false nine position. But honestly speaking, when you have defenders like Chiellini and Bonucci, that's not where we want Kane. We want Mount to be doing that daily work in the middle of the field.
Exactly, he did so much as well.
Then he freezes the ball into Kane. Then Kane in that between Chiellini and Bonucci, can he manipulate the ball like that? Then strike net.
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen like that. So
Italy started to go to the game.
Yeah, we will look when let's say Grealish came into the game. You can see that change.
There was a huge difference.
You can see that change. So for me, Gary Southgate, I think you know me. Even let's say sometimes when I know it's just a console or like somewhere you came, but it's always good to just try someone. To just see how do they play. Are they taking a dribble?
Give them enough time.
How do they? Like a player like Doku, who played for what's this, Belgium.
I think he played the whole 90.
He played the whole 90. For me, if Doku doesn't start, Belgium don't get as many chances or even that penalty that they did miss if he doesn't explore his talents. So for me, Grealish, he needs to come play a solid 70 where his cows are, like yesterday, was stepped on and everything. If you notice the player come on the pitch, then automatically there are 4 fouls in about a space of 5 minutes.
He's causing problems.
Yesterday, the way he just manipulated the ball, the ball is there, man is there, get your body between ball and man, get fouled, pick up the ball, play it quick. It's exactly what he did yesterday.
Now that you've mentioned, the substitutions, I don't know what's wrong with Gareth Southgate's substitutions. It's like he makes them late or he just makes the wrong subs. I don't know why. When did Jack Grealish come on? Wasn't it in extra time? I thought it was extra time.
Yeah, extra time.
Why doesn't he put him on earlier? Because you could see that he was clearly making some problems for the Italians.
I noticed?
Yeah.
Right. If Italy go to extra time, you're not winning that game. Because if you noticed if the moment that he went into extra time, he changed that whole midfield.
Yeah, he changed the whole midfield.
Jorginho was still playing, but he put in 3 workhorses.
Yeah, Cristante came on.
Locatelli came on.
Yes.
Then Benedeschi. And when Benedeschi came on, although he was losing the ball, he pinned the England defense a bit back because they knew he had pace, and he also has technical ability if he does get past the player. Okay. So those changes for me. Then Southgate only makes his changes because he has seen Mancini make changes.
Exactly.
During the game, for me, 75 minutes, bring on Grealish. Change, just twitch something, And in as much as Grealish won't run as much as Mount will, right? At some point, if it's 15 minutes left, give that guy a chance. Give the guy a chance. Put in Sancho. Put in probably. Okay, not put all your eggs in one basket, like that. But either you're gonna go for pace or go for someone who has close control and can link up play. Yes. Either of the two. at least. Just change something, because that was boring. When Henderson came on, flat.
He was flat.
Flat.
It was an
Then
inspiring change.
You waste a substitution, then you bring him off, then you bring on Grealish for Henderson.
That's wasting a sub. He just wasted a sub.
Best thing for me,
Yes.
right? It was supposed to be the other way around. Rather bring on Grealish first, right? Like he did the previous time. He causes problems. Then when you see how he's probably being overrun, or maybe that time when he got an injury, he looked a bit gingerly. Then you bring in Henderson. Then you shut up shop. Then Henderson, in as much as we know that he doesn't take too many, but the experience that he has, winning a Champions League, winning the Premier League, he could definitely have done better than the boys who got a lot of pressure from Southgate.
I understand. And I also agree with you. Now we look at a lot of people, you and I as well, are calling it sort of close. But you look at the statistics, I don't think it's really that close. Italy were the better team. They deserve to win. 29 shots in the game. Or no, 19 shots. 9 on target.
9 on target.
England just hit 6 shots the whole game. How is that even close? I don't even know how we get them to penalties.
If I can be honest,
yeah,
England played exciting, but they didn't convert their momentum. They didn't convert their chances when they got into. Yesterday they got into very, very, very good position. Very good positions. Sterling, I remember that pass by Henderson. For me, Grealish picks up that ball in that position. Ooh, Italy are done.
You expect a different outcome.
Italy are done, because he's carrying the ball. Jorginho is far off the pace. He's probably 2 yards away from. He's not gonna play that ball one time. Close control. You have Saka to your right. So wait, was it Saka?
Yeah, Saka.
Yeah, Saka came on. Saka to your right. Okay, you do have Sterling making a fantastic run. They have came through the middle. It's a 4v3. The moment you put it to the wing and you don't come via the heart, you're giving the defense time to recover.
A chance.
Because the time when Sterling gets the ball, he looks up. A defender's probably coming onto the 45. He goes on the ball, he looks up again. Kelly and Bonucci, they don't give you the time that kind of time in the box. They will be on you like that. So, unless if you can be slick like Morata did, that other time probably, but England they were a bit far off the pace.
Yeah, you talk about promising positions, Chris. For me, yes, I do see those promising positions. I want you to be as harsh as possible. We know Southgate, I think he saved his job. He got them to a final. Of course, he's got now get more chances with this team. When they get into those promising positions, then they don't convert it into any, big chances or goals, whatever. If you're to blame, of course, we want to say it's just the team, take responsibility as a team. But we have to look at it and analyze. Is it Southgate's lack of coaching ability, quality, that puts England into those promising positions where they can't convert it into chances?
Yeah.
Or is it just the players?
Those players look very restricted. If I'm playing with the Phillips and Rice in my team, in as much as they're too holding like that, either of them should definitely have the license to go forward. Definitely. On any day. Right? We can look at Kevin Phillips, when he got a chance to strike a ball, put it on his chest, hit it with the laces.
He's got the quality.
He definitely has the quality. If he can spread that ball into Trippier, then he supports the play on the 45. Right? It's those type of things. But a lot of the times, every time he makes a pass, he then plays at walking pace. At Leeds, if he makes a pass in between the lines, he's following that pass. He's following the pass, But Southgate, every time that you look at a player like Shaw, right? Every time that he has the ball, the only runner he has is on the outside. Sterling, that ball. we also need someone here on the half space, a defender here, so that we can just have triangles there. England, a lot of the times, passes can only happen between, let's say, two people. Then that's the only triangles that are there. The only ones that actually make sense are the ones in the defensive third where they're building up. Of course, there's like a disconnect yesterday when you said it's a 3-1, right? Maguire is there, Stones is there,
and
Phillips is there, right? That's the 4. Then everyone else is just standing with the defensive line.
Exactly.
Saka comes to receive. There's a one-time pass. Doesn't move into infield. He stays on the wing, right? The ball is recycled. Maguire runs, gives it to Shaw. Shaw realizes doesn't have an option. Gives it back to Maguire. Maguire comes back here into Phillips. Okay, they even break that line. Okay, well done. As soon as Phillips gets the ball, he needs to turn sharply, give it into Rice, who has probably moved into an advanced position, or Saka, who has come into a pocket. If you're playing with a 2 midfield, that means that there's 110. There should be space here in the half space, definitely. And if you're playing with wing backs, Trippier, Shaw, pin the full backs on the wing. Sterling and Saka come into the pockets.
But that's the problem,
right?
because they never drop in.
Then we play.
Because every time I feel like we're just complaining about England's lack of patterns of play. So this is a coaching problem.
Yeah.
So then how do they improve from this? Or maybe magically after this, Southgate is going to say, okay, this defensive, whatever, non-tactics I've got are not working very well. Let me start attacking. Is it what is going to happen? Or you think it's not going to change?
If I can be honest, that 5-3-2 caused Italy problems. When, for me, all they were just want to do the whole game, get the ball to Trippier, load the box, sometimes think that they're going to put the ball in the box, probably recycle. What it does for the team is that when you get to play in and around an opposition's box, your energy levels don't drop. Okay, like you're not running in between transitions, you're not defending. But what England didn't do is every time that they got the ball to Trippier, they're not Trippier. The only reason why Trippier crossed the ball was because he saw numbers. Imagine you see Sterling, Kane, Mount, Shaw in the box.
And that's the only time we put a lot of players in the box.
And you have quality. I am putting the ball in the box. And Trippier has the quality. Shaw on the half volley, hit the back of the net. Donnarumma saw nothing. It is so nothing. As soon as they win the ball back, Shaw goes up the field. Rice goes up the field. Phillips put the ball into Trippier. Stones, you support high and up the pitch. Share the ball. They make triangles. Right, just like what Atalanta do. They have. If you're playing that formation, for me, you can even employ those type of tactics. They have the ability. I saw a lot of times. It's a coaching problem, and also, if I just look at it, the belief. I see Mount a lot of times. If you notice how he plays for Chelsea, these guys overload the in and around the box. I remember that sweet turn against Porto. Right?
Yeah.
He's begging for the ball. Every time Rice or Phillips have the ball, he's in between pockets, he's asking for the ball, but he doesn't get the ball. Which means it's probably what they were not taught. But let's be honest, at that level.
So maybe the players are also responsible. But I don't understand. Is it a case of maybe if they play too risky?
When you have people who are comfortable on the ball like Maguire and Stones, Saka and and Sterling should definitely be coming into pockets. Mount will definitely. Okay, so if you're playing a 4-2-3-1 like that, sorry, when they did change, right? Yes. Sure, continue doing the same thing, right? Then that 3 that they always have been are the ones that provide the cover in case they lose the ball. But we know in football, attack is the best form of defense.
And Gareth Southgate
does not believe in that.
Do you think he'll change?
Sancho, did you notice when he came on, his first touch and everything? You can't do that to a youngster.
Yeah.
the problem is at this level of football, it has turned to, okay, now, you know, those are the moments that prove, you know, how big you are and everything. But if I can be honest, if I have benched the whole tournament, then I'm only supposed to kick the second kick to get us the trophy.
Yeah. It's kind
That
of fair.
does not make sense.
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about
sense.
that. That penalty order for me just looked sick. He came out, Southgate, and said, you know, the penalties, it's totally, I have all the power. I tell the players who kick Swain and what. That penalty kicking lineup looked idiotic to me. Plain and simple, just idiotic, Chris. How can you do that? Because I don't agree with those subs. You remember when we were watching, I told you, you know, I don't like players who just come on to kick penalties, because I feel like it really puts a lot of pressure on the players that are coming on to kick those penalties. And it's the same players who miss those penalties. How does it do something like that? How can I agree with something like that? I don't understand, Chris. Maybe you've got a way of explaining to me so that I understand what Gareth Southgate is thinking there, because I just think he's not thinking straight. Maybe he's had a smoke, you know, what was happening in London yesterday. Maybe he had something. I don't understand, because it doesn't make sense to me.
It really doesn't. I'll be very honest. England, no man. With the momentum and you know and the young squad, this generation, they need to enjoy. England, if they definitely are gonna win that World Cup, yes. Because obviously right now, in as much as they did lose, they are quite favorites, because you know the quality of players they have and everything. They need to do better. They definitely need to do better. Come the next tournament, for me, Southgate, just make it a bit more. I know coaches will think, the fans want to see, you know, beautiful football, you know, Jack Grealish, you know, taking players, you know. But if we look at a team like Aston Villa, he tormented defenders. He doesn't do that for fun. It's his way of play.
To get the result for Aston Villa.
To get the result for Aston Villa. Watkins, I think, scored a good 5-6 headers from set pieces because of Jack Grealish. If I was a coach, right, for England, yes, I would tell Grealish, I want to see your socks, your short and your shirt dirty. If I bring you off at 70, I need to see sweat, I need to see blood, I need to see, you know, I need to see effort. That's all you need from a player like Grealish. He will give you, Grealish, he'll give you everything.
Yes.
Everything.
I agree. But what about the penalties? So I'm taking it back again. How does Saka hit the last penalty? It's not that
Did Grealish take?
That's what I want to talk about.
Doesn't it?
How does Saka take the last penalty? He's 19 years old. Of course, I know 19-year-old can, you know, score some penalties. But do you know that this was his first penalty? Pressure. At a professional level?
Pressure. And
you get that last penalty. You're 19. Sterling and Grealish were there. Was it a case of Saka being brave, or Southgate, I don't know, as he says, he chooses the penalty lineup, I don't know, maybe he's trying to protect a few cowards who didn't want to step up and let the young kid go and take all the pressure. I just can't accept how Saka...
For me, sure.
Luke Shaw, you can score them. That's what I'm saying. There's seniors in this team. Luke Shaw, Jack Grealish, Raheem Sterling. Those guys were supposed to step up for me. They had to hit a penalty, at least. Not even getting down to the fact that a young kid then hits the fifth penalty. I know penalties are a lottery, you know, anything can happen.
And let's be honest.
Yeah.
Sancho and Rashford, when they came on, they looked like, okay.
To me, yeah, they seemed disinterested.
Why are we even coming on?
Exactly, they're a bit disinterested. It looked to me like they didn't want to come on, because I think they just knew that they're being brought on to kick penalties.
I don't know, but that was poor team management
from the coach.
Poor coaching,
yes,
from Gareth Southgate, I have to say. I think the quality that Mancini showed just at the end,
you will see the difference between the two coaches.
You could definitely see the difference, and tragic for England, but I think at the end of the day, Italy definitely they didn't lose a single game,
Yeah, they haven't lost a single game for 3 years.
For 3 years, the whole tournament, and come, the World Cup, I think they'll definitely be looking to, add on to that. So congratulations to, to Italy for winning it. They definitely deserve it, and it went to Rome.
Yeah, but definitely, I actually wanted to say I don't think we've given enough love to Italy.
Yeah, definitely.
You didn't even speak about any standout players from Italy.
No, actually, isn't we were just focusing on the down part first. Then we saved the best for last. Well done to Federico Chiesa for me.
Yeah.
Well done to that player. He definitely. So tell me, you are Southgate, right? Then you see Chiesa doing that for Italy. Why don't you just bring on Grealish? And he does the same thing.
I don't know, but then I guess that's the difference in the coaches.
And even that Immobile change. He sees Immobile isn't doing anything.
Yeah,
he brings on Barredi.
Yeah. And Barredi actually gets, a half a chance. That's actually,
half a chance.
Yeah. I don't know.
And let's be honest, in as much as Barredi, when he did come on, it was only a half chance, then it was done.
Yeah.
Nothing else. But the fact that
he changed something.
Exactly,
he changed something.
No, the only way, so right now, Mancini will grow from this. You will know probably next time, maybe not really Barredi down the middle. Probably, maybe a Belotti. He's better at that position. Only when I need to change, maybe Chiesa, maybe Barredi can come in. You learn those type of things. You learn those type of things. But Gareth Southgate right now, does he really know what Sancho can do for England? He doesn't.
Yeah, he hasn't even seen him enough. Yeah,
he doesn't.
He hasn't given him a chance.
He did see him during Ukraine, but that was one game.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's not enough. You were laughing at me the other day when I was saying, sometimes when the game starts, you need to get into a challenge, get your bones, a bit, warm, get a knock. You get kind of stronger, I would say. Rashford has one of the best, I think, kicking techniques there is. Alongside, people like John Moutinho, Papu Gomez, Ronaldo.
Yes.
They hit the ball on their instep. Bruno Fernandes with accuracy, with power. If Rashford has played probably 3-4 games, that pen, he's tucking it away.
I'm sure
he's definitely begging that.
I agree with you.
But anyway, and also we look at Mancini. We'll go back to for the praise for Italy. We go back to how he then brought on Locatelli, for Verratti. Verratti came on, Cristante came on, gave them calm on the ball. It was just a tactical masterclass.
Exactly.
If I can
Italy were just the better team.
They were just the better team. They did for me, it's how they did concede early, but no sign of nerves.
Exactly. They didn't panic.
They did not panic one bit. They didn't panic one bit. It was the first time I just saw Donnarumma just do this, right? Because honestly speaking, they saw that we were cold. Di Lorenzo probably took time to get back into the game, right? Touches were a bit heavy, everything. But that's when you see that you got teamwork. When you notice that one of your players is down, even him when he made a mistake, he didn't hold his head or anything. Carry on, play.
Yeah, that's right.
That type of thing. And for me, from the passion from the first time that they sang their anthem against Turkey, to taking that last kick. I'd say someone like who took the last pin for
Italy.
For Italy.
Yeah, that's Jorginho, the one that got saved by Pickford.
Someone like Donnarumma. If Jorginho, one of your best penalty takers, misses the vital moment, Then you come into goals. He didn't shake. Kept his head. 19-year-old, 22-year-old. Both of them are young.
Very young.
Stepped up to the game. You know, and well done, you know, to Donnarumma, our fantastic player of the tournament, you know. Then we have to extend as well our congratulations to Pedri, you know, he was young player of the tournament as well. He did well deserved. I think if he wins the tournament, he's probably player of the tournament.
Yeah, he actually gets player of the tournament
because he definitely did that role very well. And well done to Jorginho as well. I think the entire tournament, he definitely showed his class. And Verratti as well, in as much as you don't like his character, I think his quality, game in, week out, always shows he did very well. I just wish you could just stop, you know, harassing the refs, you know, a lot of times.
I don't like that about it.
You know, getting into the refs' face, but you know, you just stop that. But well done to Italy on winning the.
No, don't you Italy making me wear this scarf.
And you know, you can notice today is the only jersey that's up. Unfortunately, we don't have an Italy one. But we
have to get one.
I'm probably gonna invest.
We have to get one.
In one and
so that was the Euros.
Well done to that. So the Euros have come to an end, and the Copa Americas as well. What a frantic 30 days, you know, of football.
The Euros are so good.
11th of June to the 11th of July. It was a pleasure, you know, week in, week out, talking.
Now we look forward to the Premier League. At least I get to forget about England.
Yeah, so well done to England. To Italy.
What did they do? Italy.
Sorry.
I think they were the better team over the course of the 30 days. They were the best team.
They played very, very well. You know, excellently well for me. And
when they needed to survive, they survived. When they needed to play well, they played well. When
they needed to dig deep, they dug deep.
Exactly. They had everything. It was like a complete team.
It was a complete team.
Yes.
Teamwork will make the dream work as always, in everything that you do in life as well. Yeah, of course. So thank you very much for having me. We've come to the end of the review show, and I'm proud to say for a lot of till the 22nd of May.
Okay,
you should more like.
Okay, whatever displays the Manchester United.
Oh, there you go. That's
Crest.
Yeah, that's good. Just shift this way. Let's see. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Thank you.
You're crazy, Chris.
Okay. Thank you for having us. Ciao.
We're saying bye. We haven't spoken about a lot of things.
I thought we were done.
With the review. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, but we have to move on.
All right.
To the saddening stuff. Chris, I have to tell you this today.
Oh, sorry.
Today is the last day I associate myself with supporting the England team. I was quite taken aback with the events that happened, you know, after the match. You know, you and I talked about it when it was happening, you know, when those guys missed the penalties and everything, that it was going to be a race thing. And my gosh, has it become a race thing? And it's of course, I'm not saying that everyone should stop supporting England, but just for me, as an individual, I'm having a tough time, you know, separating myself from the other guys who claim to love the same team, you know, but abuse the players of that team. I just don't find it right, you know. And people want to say it's a soccer problem. I don't think it's a soccer problem, you know. Soccer is just a sample size of what happens in a society.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a reflection of the society in England, and I just didn't like it, you know. It's 3 young kids. No matter the race, you know, they just miss penalties. You know, penalties, anyone can miss a penalty. And they're getting abused for something like that. And I don't think, you know, you actually have to help me to support a new national team, you know, in Europe. Of course, you know, the one we both support. Whatever the case. But I'm not associating myself with England anymore. I'll wish them the best of luck with whatever they do. But that's it for me for now when it comes to England.
But honestly speaking, you know, for me, I'll be very honest. I don't have a national team I like, except for Zim. Except for Zim, probably, you know, because that's my home country. But honestly speaking, when I watch these international games,
I'm sort of a neutral most of the time.
I'm a neutral most of the time, and even if you notice how when England were playing well, I was like, England. When Italy were playing well, I was also, supporting Italy. So I don't know, but we can try. You know the best way, right?
Yeah.
Is to like probably invest something, you know, put like some monetary value to it.
So maybe if I buy an Italian jersey.
Get but Italy. Let's see.
I'll be a Glory fan.
Okay.
I'm just like you now. I support the team that wins, Chris.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean I support the team that wins?
Today you were supporting Italy this morning.
No, I wasn't.
Can't you say an Italian supporter now? Because they played well. I wouldn't blame you.
No.
For someone who doesn't really have a national team they support in Europe.
No, I don't.
If you like Italy today, it's acceptable.
I don't know. Hey, I just wish Zimbabwe would just qualify for the World Cup.
It's getting there someday, bro.
Someday.
Yeah.
So probably.
Then we'll travel to the games and watch. I think that'll be one team I'll get behind.
One thing I'll probably do is, let's say when Belgium are playing, let's say whichever country, I'll go there with a Zim red jersey.
Yeah.
And just blend in, but I always want to have, the badge for my country. So yeah.
All right. So that we're done with this, whatever said moment of the podcast.
Yeah.
They gave the awards for the best players, whatever they did. Those awards are really useless.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do the real awards, the TK Sports Awards for the Euros.
Okay.
So you're gonna go first, because of course, seniors have to go first. You're a bit older than me. How old are you, by the way? 33, yeah.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, the first one, the best player at the Euros. Who's your best player for the Euros? Thinking real deep, I see.
Donnarumma.
You're gonna agree with them? Okay.
Donnarumma.
No, that's a good one. He had a great tournament.
It's not just the penalty save. I think throughout the tournament, he showed. I don't think Italy at the back ever panicked.
Yes, and I think that's because of him.
They never
when
panicked.
you've got a good goalkeeper, you don't tend to make a lot of mistakes.
I remember that KDB save.
Wow. Yeah.
The way that every single time that they cleared the ball and everything, it was just like a head bump. The three of them.
Exactly.
For me, that shows for 22-year-old kid to play with world-class defenders like that and just blend in, like there's not even a change from Buffon to those guys.
That's exactly what Bonucci was saying.
To Donnarumma coming in, there hasn't been a single change.
Bonucci was saying, I feel like I was playing with Buffon.
Yeah. He's only 22. By the time he plays the World Cup and also plays at a higher level at PSG, that's who's going to compete in the Champions League. And
I have to say this, Chris, there's one similar trait I see in Donnarumma that I see in you as well. He's a leader. You can see that he can lead that back line.
Definitely need to lead. Yeah. It's it's very important. I think a lot of the times when he shouts and everything, I see I end up with apology.
Exactly.
It shows respect.
Yes.
But sometimes you see other players talk back and stuff. But anyway, it's football like that. We're human at the end of the day. But I have to say,
it's an emotional sport.
Yeah.
But I wanted to argue that, but I have to agree with you now. I just think, Donnarumma does deserve to be the best player at the Euros.
Yeah.
I was going to give a shout out to Jorginho as well, but I think Donnarumma is the number one. So, if you guys think maybe we've made a mistake and want to suggest someone else, please put it in the comments or write to us on social media. Now we go to the next category, the breakthrough player of the tournament. So this guy is one where he's a bit, he's got an obscure reputation. No one really knows about him before this tournament, but at the end of the tournament, a lot of people are talking about him now. Who are you going to give that award?
Locatelli.
Okay, yeah, exactly. I hadn't even thought about him. I think Locatelli is a good one.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna argue though. I'm gonna give it to Damsgaard. Yeah. Locatelli or Damsgaard, that'd be good. You agree? Yeah. Okay, we can move on. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Or probably that kid, the kid from Belgium, Doku as well.
Doku, yeah.
That could be a breakthrough tournament for him as well.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. But I would say, let's give it to. I would probably now give it to Damsgaard, because if I look at the contribution, right, Locatelli, I did play, but then kind of
went out the team when
went out.
He came back.
I mean, obviously there was someone obviously who could replace him, but for Damsgaard, for Eriksen to drop out, right, exactly. And for him to step up.
Exactly.
He broke through and showed class.
Right.
So for me, I think Damsgaard has to take through.
Maybe they think otherwise. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, they can definitely. We can engage. Yeah. We can definitely.
Then engage. Young player of the Euros.
Pedri. I'm sorry, but I'll agree with them. The reason why he definitely has that. Okay, he's not breakthrough because obviously we have seen his time at Barca. He's already club legend.
Amid financial struggles.
Because he's being said he has Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets.
Qualities all in one.
All in one.
I agree with you. I think he was
all in one.
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing that I haven't seen him do is shoot. Right. That I think that's the last thing. But I saw him score a header once, I think. But I just have to say, if you can now rack up the assists, rack up the the goal scoring, if you can just add a couple numbers like De Bruyne has in his career over these past 5 years he has when City really honestly are on fire. If he can just do that for Barca, I want to be honest, it would be justification that he was a young player of the tournament.
And I think you'll get there.
Yeah, you definitely
18,
get
19, there. Yeah, I think you'll definitely get there.
Yeah. It's also him being technically good, but after being technically good, the mileage.
Yes.
The mileage.
He played so many games and he was just so consistent for a young lad.
Consistent for a young lad. 97 passes, and you only misplaced 2.
Yeah. Versus Italy in that semi-final, I remember.
Only in the 118 minutes. I think that has to go down as one of the perfect midfield players you ever wonder what it could have been if he was playing for Italy.
That midfield. Then Verratti would drop out. I'll be happy.
No, Barella would drop out.
All right. Let's move on. Okay, the one they don't give at the Euros.
Which one is that one?
Worst player of the tournament.
Mbappe.
You agree with me?
You think so?
Yeah, I think Mbappe was the worst player at the Euros.
For me,
not to say he's a bad player overly.
He shadowed himself a bit. He shadowed himself a bit. But of course, I know right now he's probably holiday, probably relaxing a bit. But after that, it's back to grind season. Can he come back and reach another Champions League final? Work out again. Come the World Cup, can he drop the big player mentality and just humble himself and do the work for France. When he skews that shot with his left foot, for me, that's him relaxing. That's definitely him relaxing. Like, okay, now I've tucked this away. I
thought he scored before
he doesn't control it, and everything. So for me, yeah, he has to go. Not because we expected too much of him, but when he did get a chance, to show the quality, it turned out to be the worst performances for me.
Exactly.
So
yeah, I think I'll give it to him as well.
Yeah.
Mbappe was a part of the problems for France this Euros, but we know he's so good. He can be a part of the solution for France in the future.
For France in the future.
World Cup and what's coming on. All right. So some transfer news. The rumors of I always call everyone your boy. Tielemans has been linked with Liverpool. Of course, they lost Gini Wijnaldum to a free transfer. They haven't replaced him.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on maybe Tielemans going to take that spot at Liverpool?
That's a good signing, actually. If they do, if it does pull through, I think he can definitely fit in. He likes to move the ball well, so I think those passes to the wing, he can definitely give them that quality into Arnold and he can also strike one as well when he's in the box.
Yeah,
definitely.
He killed my team in the FA Cup.
Yeah, you see. So I think that would be a very good change if they can just transition. I mean, Leicester do play attacking football as well, so I think he'll be a match. He'll be a match.
So that's an A from you.
Yeah, that's an A from me. Yeah, definitely.
What about Simeone? They say he signed a new extension with Atletico Madrid, 3 years, so he's gonna leave probably in 2024. Some people, I think maybe it's a lack of ambition from him. They thought he was supposed to move to like bigger teams because Atletico are a team who works with almost half the resources to the other big teams in Spain. Was it right for him to stay at Atletico because maybe now Barcelona and Real Madrid are struggling? Maybe staying at Atletico, you can try to catapult them to being the top club in Spain, or he was supposed to move to greener pastures?
I think when you're in a club like that, they looked, a squad when they managed to take the La Liga. And for me, with the fans coming back into the stadium, with the passion, the fans probably believing in him for getting the team to winning a title ahead of their biggest rivals in Madrid and Catalonia. He's definitely motivated, to keep going. So I think it was the right thing for me. Which greener pastures would you probably suggest?
I don't know, maybe he takes a year out, but he knows that he's got a reputation, waits for something to go wrong, maybe at Chelsea, maybe something goes wrong at United, then maybe he gets a job in the Premier League or in Serie A or something like that.
I don't know. I think La Liga is quite good. I think his ambitions now are to definitely, La Liga will be a focus, but maybe now can he get some Champions League glory? I think that would be easy.
He's been to two finals.
And lost both. So I think to the same. So I have to say, he can definitely, try on that.
All right. Yeah. Then the last one for this week.
Yes.
Sergio Ramos signed for Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
Of course, great player, has done great things. Yeah. He's 34. But then, there's been pics surfacing on social media, internet, which was Beckham going there 38, Dani Alves going there 35. What do PSG have to do, to get rid of this? Maybe you sign these old guys who just come to you for money. You're trying to buy success. You're not doing it the right way. What is the right way to go about it for PSG, for fan and public opinion to start say PSG are doing it the right way? Because they're always accused of trying to buy trophies. And when they lose in the Champions League, everyone starts talking about choking and everything, even though and other teams are allowed to lose and it's not choking. But when PSG loses, it's called choking. So how can they go about it the right way, whatever the right way is?
There's no culture, I think, within the PSG ranks. It's more like every time that a player has reached their not career peak, but when they're still the bosses, I would say the bosses of the game. When Neymar left Barca, he was one of the star players of the show. Mbappe, Monaco, destroyed City, took him, Di Maria, everyone, and all these guys except for probably Mbappe, there's always a player coming in, coming out, and also managerial changes are always in and around. So for me, when we say choke, right, I don't think they choke. I just think a lot of the times they don't have the passion and the drive, because it's just a group of players who just are mixed and mingled, year in, year out, and there's a change. There's a managerial change
after every 1 year or 2 years.
After every 1 year or 2 years, so you can't progress when you're like that. If you look at a team like Madrid when they did win, La Decima and them. If we look at how they had, even let's say Barca, there has to be a solid three, or a solid front three, or a solid coach, or a keeper, or a center back pairing. There's always a department in any part of your defensive or your middle third or your final third that definitely determines how good you're gonna win anything. And there's a disconnect for PSG. If you look at their front line, but you look at them in the midfield,
Yes.
Sometimes there's been a lack of balance.
Quality, yes.
Right? Because a lot of the times you see, even against a team like Barca, right? Attacking, going forward, Cavani, Draxler, Neymar, they were tormenting those guys, right? But if you look at the reverse in the midfield or the backline sometimes, right? Unless, Marquinhos has showed, his qualities. But a lot of the times they have lacked in certain departments of the team, and sometimes it's not just on the pitch, even on the
off the pitch.
Okay,
so I actually understand what you're getting at now.
So,
I actually believe it. I think they lack club culture, team unity.
Yeah,
most of the time they're not a team. It's a group of individuals trying to win.
Yeah. So
that's great. I agree with you. So PSG choke because
because if we just look at the greatest teams, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at a team like Chelsea. Drogba was a world class finisher. Like Peter Cech was a world class goalie. We look at the midfield. You had people like Essien, Ramirez. If you look at the midfielders who have come into their system, hardworking midfielders. Lampard. Could strike a ball. Everyone. United. Scores. Carrick, Fletcher. That was your solid three. Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo up front. You knew.
Yes.
BBC, right? Benzema, Bale, Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano, right? They did their job very well, right? And also, you look at the midfield: Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz.
Yeah. I agree.
There needs to be some form of gel in your team for a good 3-4 years before you can win something.
And how does that gel happen when a manager comes in today, then the next season they're sacked, then there's another guy coming in?
We can have tactical masterclasses like TT for Chelsea, who came in,
and they say he failed after he got them to a Champions League final. I remember that.
Yeah, So for me, come this season, it's just like a chance to just see what every single club in the world are just planning to do, and to just make this football idea one of the most beautiful things. You're sad sometimes when you talk about it, you're happy, but
all right.
It's part and parcel of it.
No, I get you, Chris. So that has been it for this week.
That's it.
Great having you. You've got great insight. You actually told me something about PSG tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm so happy about that. So we'll do this again next week until we wait for the football season to come. Plenty of stories are going to be around. We're going to be talking about mostly transfers.
Definitely, yeah.
How Sancho is going to be going to United and getting the jersey number 87 instead of number 7.
We'll just see how it goes.
Right.
So, yeah.
Great having you guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And give us your comments on how wrong Chris is always when we're doing this thing over here. Do you agree, Chris? Always wrong. I'm done with England, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having us. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching TK Sports. For more awesome content from this channel, please subscribe. And also, engage with us on our social media platforms down in the description below.